In Newark, New Jersey right now, people have erected a 700-pound statue of George Floyd. George Floyd. There is now a monument and a memorial to George Floyd. People are taking photos with it, like he's a hero, like he's a saint. George Floyd was an unreformed career criminal who robbed pregnant women at gunpoint. He held a gun to a pregnant woman while his buddies robbed her. He died while resisting arrest for committing another crime. It's not even like, look, St. Paul was a murderer. People turned their lives around. This guy didn't. He was killed under these dubious circumstances and in a very, very problematic trial where you had political pressure all the way up to the President of the United States and threats of riots from congressmen. Eventually, they convicted him of murder, but I suspect they're going to have quite a lot to talk about on the appeal. But even so, sure, dubious circumstances, no question about it, lots of questions. The whole reason George Floyd was on the ground is because he asked to be taken out of the cop car. Why did he ask to be taken out of the cop car? Unclear. He was obviously very high on drugs at the time. But even the claim that the cop callously refused to get off of him, off of his neck, and then we learned it was actually also his shoulders, when he said, "I can't breathe," is because he was saying, "I can't breathe," before the cop ever really even touched him. I'm not saying that we know that this was a justified arrest. We know exactly how he died. We really don't. Even though the court ruled, we know that there was a lot of pressure on that court, a lot of irregularities. But even so, let's say it was a totally unjustified killing. Let's say the guy was murdered. You erect a statue of an unreformed criminal? You only do that in a culture that values grievance and racial resentment over virtue, sanctity, holiness, patriotism, courage, all of these sorts of things.